Hi, so I said in last video when I was talking about the K-manga stuff that I would possibly be making an anime video. I'm gonna put that to the side for now because there's some news updates that are happening again, even though nothing has come out yet. And with that being said, this is kind of a sequel video to the last video, so go check that out if you want some more context about the K-manga situation, and then this is also just gonna be kind of updates. Hi, I'm Fate. I talk about the girlfriend stuff, and today we're gonna talk about K-manga. Again, I already said that. Wow. Okay, without further ado, let's mosey. So, first things first. The K-manga situation is a little bit more complex than I anticipated. For one, someone pointed out that the website doesn't actually come out with the app. Yeah, weird, I know. They literally advertise an app and website, but there's like a little fine print underneath that says the website doesn't come out until later. For other people who were expecting the website, I'm sorry, that's not what we're getting. Like the Kodansha thing, despite how good it seems, it also seems like there's a big mess behind it, especially with the service payment and all of that shit. So it clearly seems to have problems, and I hope some of these problems get addressed, especially this whole thing of just like, hey, let's just put it in the United States and nowhere else. It's not like other people read manga. So yeah, that's already kind of bad. Luckily for me, I kind of have a way to get access to it regardless and like put it onto my computer, so it's not a big deal for me. But it is kind of rough for other people who might need to get like a VPN on their phone and stuff like that. Second, it does seem to be a little bit complex now that this is an official thing by Kodansha, so my approach might be a little bit different moving forward with how I make my content. If you're wondering what I mean by that, go check out my earlier video, my reaction to chapter 280, and how I make that, and how this might end up being kind of different from that because of the fact that, well, again, it's kind of an official thing now. The transformative nature of it is solely from my end. Before, there was a transformative nature of it from the translators themselves, the people doing the scantillations. Now it's just completely me, which adds that extra layer to it. If you notice, other manga that are very popular or have some sort of official legal service tend to be kind of limited in how people approach them. This is kind of what's important here, and so the next chapter I'm going to be experimenting a little bit. So this is an adjusting period both for you and for me. I'm the one adjusting too, because this is a complete flip on my usual approach, and I'm gonna have to like kind of reconsider how I want to approach my content and all of that stuff. So it could end up being different. I might not have problems. I will have to be testing it out a little bit, so we'll see how that goes. If it doesn't work out and there needs to be some sort of limitations, I will move it onto Patreon so you guys can get access to it that way. And Patreon, you'll be able to get access to this stuff with like $1, so don't worry, just like $1 and you'll be able to access this stuff. So it shouldn't be expensive for like anyone. That's just the entry fee, and then bam, you get access to that stuff, so it should be okay. And you don't have to support me if you don't want to. As for if it doesn't have the issue, well, I'll put other shit on Patreon, so don't worry in that regard. As we've already mentioned, the scantillation team is no longer making any chapters for this. This is where our third topic comes in, and it's the fact that it doesn't look like there's going to be anything until Wednesday, which for viewers who used to get this on Monday, it's 2 days late. But to top it all off, on Tuesday for the United States is when the chapter is actually supposed to officially come out, and that in Japan time is their Wednesday. The chapter is going to be releasing in Japan, so there might be some images online. Whether you want to read those or not is completely up to you. I'm going to see if there's a way I can cover it in that time, but there most likely isn't going to be, so expect an upload on Wednesday. This is only for this week specifically because the manga app releases then. Whether we get the chapters earlier or not will be different. So basically we're getting it later than normal and later than Japan too. So yeah, just kind of want to warn you guys about that up front and center. There might be some Japanese posts, like some Japanese panels being posted. Maybe somebody will try to translate it early or something. We might even get a completely different scantillation team, but as for their quality, I won't be able to speak to that. This is something I mentioned last video. I'll be making comparisons between the current chapters that are made by the Kodansha team, and I'll be making comparisons between the old scantillation team to see how different they are. So yeah, I just kind of want to make this really quick update video just because some things seem to be kind of in the air and there's a bit of uncertainty as to what's going on. So definitely expect a video on Wednesday, and that's what I'll kind of be testing that stuff out. Luckily, reaction videos are by their nature transformative. It's just sometimes some companies are very strict about what you can show, so if you show the whole page, that's not going to work. Luckily for me, I know how to edit panels and such and not make it that way, so I won't hopefully piss anybody off. But yeah, regardless, I kind of wanted to put that out there because I felt like it was a relevant topic and a relevant discussion to have because, well, again, stuff's a little weird and kind of up in the air right now. And finally, I will be talking about the anime sometime soon because I think most people don't quite recognize the problems with the anime when we're watching it. I think the anime is one of those things where it's not a bad adaptation, but it has problems in how it characterizes the cast and as well as how it goes about presenting certain things and even the feel and the environment. For instance, Tokyo is kind of its own character within the narrative and how it's executed, and I feel like in the way they show it, they don't really capture that element even when they do a lot of research. For instance, the Dream Day in season 2, they actually did a lot of research for the Dream Day. They went and took pictures, they modernized Tokyo Dome, but I also somehow it still feels like they didn't capture the element of the city being alive. A good example of a show that's kind of really doing that right now for me personally, which I actually also feel like has some inspirations from Rent a Girlfriend itself, is Yamada Level 999. Really good show right now, really good anime that's out right now. I definitely recommend it. It's a good shoujo, and at the same time, I really feel like it has some inspirations from this, and the further you get, the more you see how it incorporates very similar elements and themes within its narrative. It's just some of the elements are kind of flipped, where the whole meaning and idea is flipped, but I feel like they capture the element of the city really well. So yeah, that's just kind of like a teaser, I guess, for the anime stuff that I'll get into a little bit later. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I know this video is really short, it's just kind of like a super fast quick update, but if you did enjoy it, please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, keep up with the uploads, do all that fun stuff. And I will definitely have a video up by Wednesday. I might also do some mini shorts where I'm gonna take some clips from older videos and then just put them in there, because I made like some really funny edits that are kind of hidden in long videos. So what I'll do is just go to those videos, just cut those pieces out and put them as clips, and I feel like that might be entertaining for some folks, because I find them really entertaining. I make some really fun edits with like Minnie and Chizuru and like dumb shit like that, because Minnie says some really fucking stupid shit and it's great, and I love editing for her. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do stuff like that. And of course, I have a Patreon coming up. I'm gonna set that up, and you might be able to get access to some certain things. I'll figure out what those things are in more detail in a future time, but for this video, just kind of want to let you know, Patreon is pretty much done at this point, and the entrance fee is just gonna be like $1, and I might even shout you out at the very end of the video when I do actually talk about this stuff. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, let's mosey.